Hello everyone, welcome to my channel SW Metro official channel.
Using the scoreboard, Robyn Brown from Sister Wives still doesn't know how bad she made the OG3 feel. Will she ever take any blame? Sister Wives Robyn Brown referenced that the OG3, Meri&Janelle, and Christine Brown used a scoreboard during their plural marriage to Kody Brown, and it makes me think Robyn still isn't willing to take any blame for the negative effect she had on them. Kody married Meri&Janelle and Christine in the early 90s, and the trio lived in what they thought was happy polygamy until Kody met, courted, and married Robyn in 2010. Robyn became Kody's fourth wife, and I watched her addition to the family throw everything off balance in the years to come. I believe Robyn's negative influence on Kody, the Brown family's dynamic, and her sister wives' trust was the catalyst to the family breaking down. In 2020, Christine left Kody, and then Janelle left the following year. Meri, who had what I thought was the only genuine friendship with Robyn, stuck it out the longest, but ultimately left in early 2023. Since the OG3 left Kody, there have been a lot of accusations regarding who was responsible for the plural family breaking up, and I feel Robyn had the biggest effect on the OG3's decisions to leave, but won't take blame. Robyn and Kody are left in monogamy. While I saw Robyn's addition to the Brown family having potential to be a good thing for the family at first, I quickly realized it was a bag of worms. Robyn initially said she was excited to have sister wives and a community to raise her children from her first marriage, but it became obvious that she really just wanted Kody. Robyn lived with the family for the next 10 years, had biological children with Kody, and grew closer to him. I think she naturally pulled Kody away from his previous wives. It came as no surprise to me when the wives started exiting the family one by one. The COVID-19 pandemic was the impetus that drove the OG3 away. Kody spent an unfair majority of his time with Robyn and her kids, which I saw effectively as him choosing Robyn. Kody had excuses for the pandemic distance from his other wives, like believing some of his other kids were not following COVID protocol, but I felt Robyn had him in her clutches and neither wanted to separate so he could be with the other wives and maintain those relationships. Since Kody was left with only Robyn, whom he divorced Meri for, this left Kody and Robyn in monogamy. As I've watched Robyn weep and talk about how she doesn't understand how things got so bad and why the family couldn't work things out, I've come to believe that she really doesn't understand her role in the bad things that have happened and how they have made her feel. Robyn believes the OG3 used a scoreboard. During the first episode of the second part of Sister Wives Season 19 that recently premiered, the wives gave their takes during individual interviews on why their relationships didn't work out as sister wives and how the family as a whole crumbled as a result. I found Robyn's opinions on the matter to be very telling, as she said that the other wives used a scoreboard in relation to time spent with Kody. Robyn felt Meri&Janelle and Christine kept track of Kody's time and attention, and that was a toxic way of behaving in a plural family. I see Robyn's standpoint as disillusioning, because it's easy for her to say that keeping score was not good practice when she was the one taking up the majority of Kody's time. If Robyn really tracked her time spent with Kody versus what he gave the other wives, it would mean she would have to take accountability for not encouraging Kody to split his time fairly. In all the time I've seen Robyn on Sister Wives, I've seen that accountability is not her strong suit. Robyn stated in the second episode of the season that if there are no comparisons, then no one gets jealous. Her notion underscores her lack of understanding of her part in the OG3's resentment towards her and how she played a significant part in making them feel unwanted. Robyn believes lack of trust ruined her plural family. The other factor Robyn believes left the family in shambles was so little trust. But I think Robyn fails to realize that she fostered the lack of trust towards her from the other sister wives because she was actively taking her soulmate Kody for herself. If Robyn truly wanted the other wives to trust her, she would not have kissed Kody before marriage, for starters. And I feel like over the next decade, Robyn would have had better conversations with her sister wives to try and understand the things that weren't working and how they felt about her majority time with Kody. While I do believe trust was an issue in the Brown family, I think the mistrust only came once Robyn was around, because the family lived together for more than 10 years before her without insurmountable issues. Robyn fails to take accountability for her part in pushing the OG3 away. As Sister Wives season 19 unfolds, I wanted to believe Robyn could take accountability for how the OG3 feel about her bad influence on the family, but it's still not there. Robyn lacks awareness and victimizes herself. I think it's possible she doesn't have the capacity to come to terms with the damage she's done because of the severity of the situation. I don't see Robyn ever acknowledging her part in the OG3's bad blood with her, which speaks to the idea that she will never take blame and realize her role in the Brown family's demise. Sister Wives star Christine Brown on awkward Kody kiss. On the April 27 episode of Sister Wives, Christine Brown recalled the awkward first kiss with her ex, Kody Brown. During her first Valentine's Day with her new husband, David Woolley, Christine related how tricky V-Day is for polygamous families. Kody made an effort to treat each of his wives equally to avoid jealousy because he had multiple wives. So, rather than having a Valentine's date, the Browns had family parties centered around the children. They were a lot of fun, Christine told David. We just concentrated on the fun, not the romantic part of it. Kody would give us all flowers sometimes, like in front of each other, and then kiss us. Christine Brown and Kody Brown shared an awkward sister wives kiss at the altar. In hindsight, Christine admitted that she now realizes how weird it was to marry a guy who had intimate relationships and kissed other women. It was fine, because it was part of our culture, and it's what we did. I can't believe I was okay with that, she said in a show confessional. However, it was a religious practice, and I had no problem at all with it. I didn't get jealous about it until Robyn, Brown, came along. When Kody and his fourth wife got engaged, Christine was fine with it at first, until she found out that they sealed their engagement with a kiss. I freaked, the mom of 6 shared. Little did she know, that was just the beginning of her problems with Robyn. We didn't kiss until over the altar, because I didn't feel right about kissing a married man, Christine explained. The fact that he had kissed Robyn was devastating to me, too. When I found out Kody kissed Robyn, oh my gosh, I was like, wait, what? She added. You're not even married. Why are you kissing her? And, Kody was, like, we talked before about how our first kiss was over the altar in front of the other wives, and it was really awkward, she added. At the time they married, Kody already had 2 wives, Meri&Janelle Brown. And he goes. We even talked about, the next time I got married, and you suggested that we kiss beforehand. But, I didn't expect it to happen. Nor did I expect it to hurt so bad. Sister Wives, does Kody Brown spend more time with Robyn Brown's children than his other kids? He doesn't see his former wife's children as often. Kody Brown has 18 children, but the Sister Wives patriarch doesn't treat them all equally. When it comes to face-to-face time, Kody is much closer to his children with his fourth wife and youngest wife, Robyn Brown. When the beloved unscripted series premiered in 2010, the Browns were one big happy family. The first season of the series chronicled Kody's marriage to Robyn, which changed the dynamic. Robyn was a divorcee who had 3 children from her previous marriage. The couple went on to have 2 biological children of their own, bringing their total to 5. At his peak, Kody had 4 wives and 18 children, but the good times wouldn't last long. By the time the first episode of season 19 aired, 3 of Kody's 4 wives had separated from their marriage. Kody and Robyn found themselves in an accidentally monogamous marriage. Kody was already struggling to connect with many of his children. The divorces blew apart what remained of the relationships. These days, Kody is close to his children with Robyn, which he refers to as his core family, but he barely speaks to many of his older children. Robyn's dream of a big polygamous family died. It's no secret that Robyn married Kody to be part of his polygamous family. She grew up in a polygamous community, but her first marriage had been monogamous before it ended in divorce. Robyn famously said that she didn't fall in love with just Kody but with his whole family. She saw the unique dynamic of the close-knit Brown clan and wanted the same for herself and her children. Robyn often dreamed of growing old with her sister wives. She saw herself in their later years, surrounded by their numerous children and grandchildren, sitting on a porch with them. Sadly, reality crushed Robyn's dream. Most of the Brown family didn't welcome her and her children as much as she had hoped. Kody's older children resented him for taking on more obligations when they felt like he was barely giving them the time and attention they needed. When Kody started to favor Robyn, his other wives and their children grew angrier at Kody. When the COVID-19 pandemic further divided the already struggling family, they never bounced back. Christine Brown, wife number 3, left Kody in 2021, followed by Janelle Brown and Meri Brown. What Robyn believed was wrong. The Browns are Mormons, but they've grown less spiritual over the years. Some family members have recently experienced a religious revival. During Sister Wives Season 19, Robyn's daughter, 22-year-old Aurora Brown, joined a church and asked Kody to help baptize her. After the baptism, the family went to dinner to celebrate. In an on-camera interview during the episode, Robyn confessed to being disappointed that none of their children had decided to join their church. "I do feel like we failed," Robyn laments. She discusses why she thinks the family fell apart and seems to accept some accountability. Robyn regrets that the family's adults were too focused on themselves and not on what was best for the group. She also points out that they didn't center God enough. Though the Brown family is Mormon, they seem to lose interest in religion over time. The family was often seen praying together on the first few seasons of Sister Wives, but after they left Utah and moved into separate homes, that stopped. Without the spiritual aspect, the empty polygamy wasn't enough to hold the Brown family together. Understandably, Robyn thinks they failed to impart their values to their children. None of the 18 Brown children have stated that they would like to have multiple partners. Many of the adult children are married and have their own families, but, at least so far, they've all chosen to pursue monogamous relationships. They all say that they loved growing up in such a big family, but they didn't want polygamy for their own lives. Will Kody and Robyn have a religious revival? Kody adopted Aurora and Robyn's other 2 children in 2014. The kids even changed their last names from Jessup to Brown. It doesn't seem like Robyn's children have much of a relationship with their biological father. When it was time for Aurora to ask someone to be a part of her baptism, she asked Kody instead of her biological father. Kody seemed to enjoy being a part of Aurora's baptism, and it may lead him back to religion. Going through multiple divorces made Kody bitter and turned him against his religion. When his first wife, Meri, left him in 2022, she went to their church to seek an official release of the spiritual covenant. When Meri told Kody about wanting to go through the church, he told her he didn't recognize the authority of the church. Meri grew up in a polygamous family, and she's still a believer who wants to handle her divorce properly. The patriarch of the Sister Wives may be considering making amends with his other children now that Kody assisted in Aurora's baptism. When Robyn Brown entered the Brown family on Sister Wives in 2010, she claimed to be searching for unity, sisterhood, and a village-like family to raise her children. What she got instead was division, resentment, and ultimately a monogamous marriage with a man who had once declared polygamy as his life mission. The fallout wasn't instant, it simmered for years. But it became clear over time that the family's dynamic had been thrown off balance the moment Robyn walked in. The scoreboard comment she made in Season 19 was a red flag for many longtime viewers like me. That one comment encapsulates Robyn's inability, or unwillingness, to grasp how she negatively impacted the original 3 wives, Meri&Janelle, and Christine Brown. Robyn often positions herself as a misunderstood figure in the Sister Wives saga. And yet, her commentary suggests a startling lack of introspection. Her belief that the other wives were simply keeping score rather than expressing legitimate concerns about unfair treatment only reinforces the idea that Robyn sees herself as separate, above, and somehow blameless. But if Robyn wants to understand the collapse of the Brown family, she needs to stop pointing fingers at resentment and start recognizing the conditions she helped create that fostered it. The scoreboard metaphor, an unfair deflection. The scoreboard Robyn referenced in Season 19 Part 2 might sound petty on the surface. But it's much more than that. It was a metaphorical way for the OG3 to track the fairness in the family, a family that claimed to be equal but often didn't feel that way. In a polygamist marriage, time is love, attention is currency, and fairness is foundational. For years, the OG3 operated on a shared understanding of this delicate balance. Then Robyn arrived, and the balance crumbled. Christine, Janelle, and Meri had long tried to build a structure of fairness. They rotated nights, celebrated holidays together, and tried to make decisions as a group. But the moment Robyn came in, the rules changed. Kody's affection became exclusive.